All right. Kevonstage is one of my favorite people on the internet. Uh, I think that his one of the things that makes him so unique and such a very honestly such a pivotal role in my life specifically is his journey. I think that for a lot of other people who I appreciate and who I love, this is gonna sound like really weird, but they all have something that is like excellent about them. If you look at a sports player, if you look at someone like Jimmy Butler, if you look at someone like LeBron James, all of these different people are like the 1% of the 1%. But Kevonstage, it's you'll never say that he's the funniest guy on the internet. You'll never say that he's the most what he's the funniest guy. You never say that he's the most like there's something that is so different about him that has made him succeed. But then the things that he succeeds at are things which are very practical. And I think that that's what separates him. That's why I really appreciate his role. And as someone who I am very drawn to by that effort, the ability, his hard work, his ability to keep going, his resilience, those are things that have really like drawn me to him and have like given me such a deep appreciation and why I wanted to include him in like this list of videos, and as someone who has definitely made a huge impact in my life. And right now he's in such a good season. He's in a season where he's seeing a lot of his hard work, start to bear fruit. The show on is it Hulu, Tubi, I forgot about other show, and BET Plus. Come on now, Chachi. Like you're seeing the fruit of his success start to shine. But I think that one of the things I really appreciate about him as well is the fact that in his success you can always it's been so like open. He's been ruthlessly open about his journey, about his ups, about his downs. He's very candid about like obviously you've seen him a lot go through the grief process with losing his brother, and we've also seen him lose like the app and him explaining that. And but it's been so interesting to see that like through it all, like that openness is very, very endearing. I think that's one of the most powerful gifts that he has, his endearment. His he is very he wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's in all areas, from business to family to the way that he approaches his successes and his failures. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and I think that's one of the most powerful things that that anyone can have, honestly, and that's what makes him such a incredible leader as well. I think that's a really cool thing to see. His biggest strength to me is definitely his authenticity and honesty. As I said, his ability to talk about his life experiences, his awkward moments, his fitness journey. Like he's never going to try and be anyone else. He's going to be authentic to himself. If he likes something, if he enjoys, what is it, sweet potato pie? I think sweet potato pie, one of the two, some pie, or is that food? It's like he will always just be himself. And I think for internet personalities, influencers, entrepreneurs, people who are selling things basically essentially with themselves, that's one of the greatest gifts that you can have, is your ability to be to sell people on you as a person, to deliver yourself as a person, and that be enough, and not try to add anything else. And another thing as well is that the way that has like formed his community. One of the things I really appreciate about like the crew, is the stage crew, is that like their ability to hold tension. Like they, like when you watch the here, what is it, what is that, what is a podcast called with Angel? I forgot. How if I forgot it? Here's the thing. On Here's the Thing, you can literally go from like being sad and being critical about such an injustice or systemic failure, and then 2 seconds later you can like be laughing about the most silliest thing. And that, shout out to Angel and Josh, shout out to them. But and the way that he has, constructed and led the way with his authenticity and his ability to be open and to just be frank about a lot of situations, and to be able to hold that tension between so many different things and still be lighthearted, I think is such a good skill to have when everything is so heavy. It's like everything is so heavy. So having that space, I think, shout out to Kev for that. It's really, really cool to see. Really cool to see. Right. The other thing, I have a few words, and I think these describe him and his success and his failures and everything. But I said it's discipline, longevity, consistency, and faith. I think that is something that characterizes him. If there were a few words that you can not reduce him, but to describe him as a person, as his journey, his success, his failures, each of these things, they are evident in everything. The way that he was disciplined in consistently working through his craft as a comedian, longevity in terms of posting videos for, posting 5 videos a day for a long time, probably 10 years or something. Consistency with that as well. And then his faith, believing that it's going to work. His ability to take those risks, to create those shows, to keep being funny, that takes a lot of faith in himself. And I said something, is that sometimes Kev is not funny, but he's there. And that is such a powerful thing. You don't have to be funny, but if you're there, that does a lot. And I think that's a really cool thing. That's a really, really cool thing to see. And it helps so much with that relatability, because when you build that consistency with people and that honesty, it helps in those down moments, because we've seen moments when Kev is down. We've seen moments when something didn't come off, or a show got cancelled, or something like that, or app got shut down. But those things were still there. It's part of the journey, and that is such a cool thing to watch. It's such an interesting aspect of his journey, and something I really appreciate, obviously from afar, but just looking at his legacy from afar, everything that he's done. It's really, really cool to see, man. Yeah, being a public figure is very hard, but I do really appreciate the way that he approaches it, and I think that it says a lot about himself, about his upbringing, about his family, his wife, not the system, but the people that he has around him, that even as he continues to raise, there's still such a very relatable aspect to him as a person, and his growth as a person. The success is very grounded. It's not something that is you can't, 1 in a million. It's generally, it's his success. Even though if you were to do the same thing, you will not reach what Kev has done. Even if you don't, the process of it is something that is very valuable. You will learn so much from the process, from the discipline, from the consistency, from that having that faith. Regardless of wherever you end up, those are life lessons, man. And yeah, that definitely, shout out to him for everything that he's done. Very much appreciate his journey, and yeah, man, shout out to the stage crew, shout out to him, Angel, Josh, his wife Melissa, his kids, Isaiah and Joe, yes, I think so. And yeah, man, everyone around him, man. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for that. Yeah, this is the last episode of Anatomy of Community. This past few episodes, we've basically gone through. We went through Tim Ross, we went through Glenn and Yvette Henry, and we did Jackie and Preston Perry, and now we're doing Kevonstage. So yeah, man, it's been such a fun journey, going through each of these people. These are such pivotal people in my life, and I'm glad I was able to talk about them in such detail, and hopefully just also to speak about the impact that they've had on my life and on my journey, and they've been such a beautiful encouragement in so many different aspects of my life. So yeah, man, it's been so fun. It's so fun to do it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys somewhere, somehow on one of these channels. Most probably I'll see you guys next week. I'll see you guys next week Tuesday, even though today's Wednesday. I'll see you guys next week Tuesday with another episode. All right, peace.